Some of the easiest side hustles to start from home in your 50s are the exact ones that other creators and other midlife people just like you are using. How do I know? Because I use these strategies myself. And if you're watching this, you may be at the point in your life where you're wondering how to create extra income for yourself without starting from scratch or going back to school. First of all, let me tell you, you are not alone. Many of us midlifers are in the same season of transition, and it can be one of the scariest, but one of the most exciting new chapters in your life. Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a 54-year-old Gen X mom who had to start over in midlife because I lost a major source of income and I didn't have much saved for retirement. I have spent years testing what works online, and now I help other midlifers discover simple digital products and online strategies so that they can make real income. And this is even if you've never sold anything online before. If I can figure this out with a busy life, caregiving, zero tech skills, then you can too. Let's start with the things a lot of midlifers have already tried and why they just don't seem to work out the way that we hope. Maybe you've dabbled in Amazon links. At first it sounds exciting, low risk, low inventory, and no shipping. But here's the reality, and I hear it over and over again. The commissions are tiny. We're talking pennies on Amazon, which means that by the time you put in all that effort, you're working really hard for very little return. And I know that can feel so discouraging, but here's the thing. It's not your fault. These models are built on volume, not value. And that makes it really hard when you're trying to get a business off the ground. So what's the lesson here? If we want real income in midlife, we cannot afford to spend our time on things that do not scale. We need smarter systems that pay us fairly for our time. So what's a smarter way, especially if you don't want to create a product from scratch? That's what I'm going to show you next. And by the way, if you're already thinking that makes sense, but I don't quite see how all the pieces fit together, I created something to help. It's called the Freedom Formula Blueprint, and it's the exact roadmap that I used to build a real income in midlife. You can grab it for free in the description. Now, one of the first real breakthroughs for people dipping their toes into making online income is affiliate marketing. This is where you can promote programs that you already love. You're already using them. So when someone buys through your link, you get a commission, usually somewhere between 25 and 50%. It feels like such a relief compared to Amazon or print on demand because you're not having to deal with any shipping, no inventory, and none of those customer service headaches. For many beginners, it's one of the fastest ways to finally see some money coming in. But here's the challenge. While it's such a great way to start learning how making money online really works, you don't actually own the products. That means you have no control of the pricing, and then of course you don't get to keep the full. It can be a wonderful stepping stone, but if you're serious about building an income in midlife, eventually you're going to want something that gives you more control and bigger margins. So what if you do want that? Bigger margins, bigger profits, but without all the overwhelm that comes with building something from scratch. That's where things really start to change, and we'll talk about that next. So let's get into one of the most powerful income streams, digital products. These can be ebooks, templates, printables, even mini courses. The beauty is that you can create it one time and sell it over and over again. Imagine waking up to notifications that say, congrats, you've got a new customer, all while you were out living your life. See, that's the kind of leverage that having digital products can give you. And I know that this can feel overwhelming too. You're like, okay, where do I start? What do I create? Will anyone even buy it from me? But here's the secret. The best digital products are the ones that describe what your younger self has already struggled with. That's what people connect to, and that's why digital products can be so powerful in midlife. We have real life experience to share. And so if you're listening and you're thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but I still don't see exactly how all of this fits together, don't worry, I've created something for you. It's called the Freedom Formula Blueprint, and it walks you exactly through step by step the same strategy that I use to build an online business that fits into my life. You can grab it for free. The link is in the description. So we've been talking about bigger profits, and I know that sounds good because you do want bigger profits, but still you're worried about how exactly you start something from scratch. Here is where the real game changer comes in. One of the most overlooked side hustles is simply sharing what you already know. Now, I can tell you from experience, this one is powerful. I have run an online coaching business, and I can tell you that every single day, people are searching everywhere for information from those who are more experienced on a number of different things. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe it's career coaching, caregiving advice, budgeting tips, or helping somebody go through a major life transition. You don't need a fancy product in that case. All you need is your experience and being willing to share it. The best part is fast to start, so rewarding, and it's deeply personal. You get to connect one-on-one, provide real clarity, and often see people light up. They have this feeling of relief when they feel that they have finally met someone who understands them and their situation. So if you're the one that everybody comes to, you've already guided a friend through all of this, then you already have what it takes to be a coach. But what if you don't want to build everything yourself, or you want to skip the trial and error? That is where my very biggest breakthrough came from. And that's what I'm going to share with you now. The real turning point came when I discovered done for you digital programs. Honestly, this is where everything shifted. Up to this point, I was trying to figure everything out on my own. I had spent time and money testing ideas that never really worked. But when I found a program that came with the entire system already built, the website, the capture pages, the automated emails, and the follow-up sequences, it felt like the missing puzzle piece that I had been looking for. Not only did I finally learn real digital marketing skills, but I was able to earn while I learned because of master resale rights. That meant I could use the pre-built system to build my own income stream while at the same time gaining the knowledge and the skills to be able to expand into other areas later on. And when you combine that with automations, sales pages running 24/7, email follow-ups building trust in the background, that's when I really started seeing the sales come in while I was out doing the things I needed to do in my life. I'll never forget the first time that I got a sales notification. It was on a Sunday afternoon and I was taking care of some necessary business on my phone. That's when it clicked for me. It wasn't ever about hustling harder. It was about having the right system working in the background. And that's why I am so passionate about sharing this path with other midlifers. Because if you're like me, balancing family, caregiving, and maybe even having to start over, you don't have time to waste on trial and error. You need something simple, something proven, something that actually works for beginners. So here is my invitation. If you want to see how this system actually works, I put together a free guide called the Freedom Formula. It walks you through step by step the process that I went through to go from overwhelmed and stuck to an online business that gives me time freedom, financial breathing room, and peace of mind. You can grab it in the description below. Just remember, you are not too old, you are not too late. You are just one decision away from creating your next chapter of freedom. So there you have it. Easiest side hustles to start from home when you are in your 50s. We looked at how tiny commission hustles can be so discouraging, how affiliate marketing helps you get your feet wet, the power of digital products, and even the confidence that comes from sharing your own experience through coaching and consulting. And finally, we ended with a game-changing system that allows you to take a done-for-you product and start earning while you're learning at the same time. Regardless of what you decide, each of these options proves the same thing. You're not too old and you're not too late. You already have everything that you need to start. And when you pair that with the right strategy, you can build income that truly supports this next chapter of your life. Because you're not too late, you are not too old. You are literally just one decision away from creating your next chapter of freedom.